In this video, I'm going to show you how I install these lights. These lights were a gift from the manufacturer in exchange for creating a video on this. I'm really pleased with the style and the look of the lights. It really matches our house well. The other lights that we had here were a little bit outdated for the style, and we're going a little bit more modern. So yeah, I really appreciate them sending the lights to me. And we use Philips Hue Bulbs in here, and there's definitely room for installing the larger Philips Hue bulbs that are like the 75 watt or even the 100 watt bulbs, because we have at least another inch in length to go before we're at the bottom. This took about 20 minutes to install, and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to demonstrate for you now what that's like to remove the old one and install the new one. All right, so you want to first make sure you turn the electric off, which I did. I flipped the switch. I did not flip the breaker, I just turned the switch off. And just for safety, I'm going to double check that the switch is off. So I just confirmed that the switch is off. Now we can remove this light fixture. Okay, and because these wires are so short, I'm going to utilize the wire that came from the light. So I'm going to cut that here, and that's what we'll use. And I'll remove this bracket, however they have this installed. I have no clue how they have this installed. Okay, so we're going to reuse these deck screws that they used. And this one has a ground wire. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so this light is trash, but I need the bulb out of it. It's a Philips Hue bulb. And as you know, these bulbs are programmable. So you can see that's the Philips Hue bulb in there. So I'm gonna take that out of here and salvage the bulb and trash the light. All kind of bugs embedded in it. So this is the light. It comes with the mounting bracket that we're going to use. I have to take this mounting bracket off. It also comes with the necessary hardware for connecting things up. I'm just going to use the 3 wire nuts there. All right, so you can see there's 2 screws on here. Let's see if we can zoom in here. So there's 2 screws. There's one on the bottom here that secures the bracket to the mount, and the same there. There's a screw there. So I have to remove this bracket. So let's do that now. So just removing this screw. All right, so yes, it's nice to get a ground here, but I just have a feeling that it's not really connected to ground. Just have a feeling. All right, so, and they made it really short. Yeah, I'm using needle nose pliers to bend this wire so it's fairly straight, so I can use it to attach the ground and the wire nut and all that good stuff. All right, so here I got a 3-port connector. So I'll use it to attach this wire to this guy. Right, and then I'll use this guy to attach to here, right, and then we're good there. And we can push that guy in there and have him come through and do a little loopy loop. And the loopy loop will be for this guy to attach to here. Just pull him all the way through. This is how we attach the ground wire. And we just secure this screw here. That makes it good. It makes everything good. Makes it good. All right, and then we need to pull this wire. Okay, so now we got a clear path for the neutral and the hot wire. Now we get this directly in the center as best we can. Really don't want this tight because he's in there. Okay, too tight. Gotta loosen it up a little bit. Let's loosen this guy up a little bit. Because if it's too tight, if you make this too tight and it's depressed in, you can't reach the screw holes when you try to get everything attached. All right, now we gotta strip this wire. Got our hot wire. And we got our neutral wire. And we got our wire nuts that we're gonna need. So we don't need the screws, we just need the wire nuts. Okay, I'm gonna put my gloves up here for protection on the finish. Let's see what this guy looks like here. Yep, it's gonna work out fine. All right, now we use the ground wire. Oh, we got 2 ground wires, huh? Wow. He made it super difficult for us. Not really, just kidding. All right, so attach these ground wires here together. And this extra piece of ground wire that I got, I always hold on to extra wire. So like when I have off cuts for whatever reason, I'll hold on to the neutral, the black, or the red if it's a 12-3 or 14-3. And even in this case, the ground. Because you never know when you have to do something like this. You don't have to grab a new section of Romex and take it apart. You have great access to just being able to do this as you just witnessed. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna do the hots. Yeah, buddy. Okay, we got the hot wires. All good. Now we need our neutrals. Get them all good. All right, and now we'll use our electrical tape. So I always use electrical tape to secure the wire nut, and then I always fold over the little bit at the end just so that I know that's where it started, because trying to unwrap a wire nut, like when I want to change these lights out later or I have a problem I got to inspect and take it apart. If you don't do that, finding the starting point for the electrical tape is a nightmare. So we always wrap it with electrical tape, as you see here, and then I fold it over. Okay, so now we're good. We just have to get this stuff in a circular pattern here. Wire it up like that, and you know, I'm looking at this and I need to cover this with tape, because I don't like that neutral is just like sitting there ready to make contact with something. Like, not me, baby. All right, so once again, wrap that up. Come on, what was that? What is going on? Come on. Why is it not magnetic? No. Let's pull this out a little bit. Do the same thing with this one. Yes. Okay, so that did it. It made it easier. So you might just have to bend the tabs out just a little bit. Not much though. Oh, this might actually work. You know, there's so many things that I do that I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But yeah. So that worked. Cool. All right. Yeah, look at that. So it worked, dude. Yay. All right, so the recording is 27 minutes, so it definitely took me less than a half an hour to install this, but probably more on the order of 20 minutes, like I said with the other one. The installation is easy. One point to note is that on the inside of the housing where the wiring goes, there is the outlet and the connection points for the outlet. You really need to put black tape over them. They should have come with some form of insulation because you can easily cross the ground over to neutral, and it might be a little bit difficult over the hot because of the position of the hot between that and the front part of the housing. But you do not want to have your ground come in contact with your neutral, because that can create a potential ground fault issue where certain ground fault conditions might not be detectable by a ground fault circuit breaker. We have all our lights are on ground fault circuit breakers. Now, I do not know if our ground here is actually connected to ground. The only way I can test that is by inserting a ground fault detector and seeing what happens. But I'm gonna check it right now with my ground fault detector. This is the ground fault detector. And if these two lights, not three lights, if these two lights are lit, then that means it's wired correctly. So, let's see here. Okay, only one light is lit, so it's just as I suspected. The middle light is lit, so we'll see what that means. So the middle light lit means open ground. So yes, it's just as I suspected. There is no, although there's a ground wire here, there is no ground connected. So I have to fix that internally in the wiring, and that's the way it was when we bought the house. So that's going to take me a little bit to dig in and put it in a junction box and rewire ground wire to that light.